All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yasha, Bahashem Chakadas, giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh, Bahashem Yasha. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, who taught us His truth. Salutations to the sincere brother out there who preaches His truth and edifying the brothers and sisters while studying diligence. And salutations to the elect scattered blood. Today, this brother Ayawab come back to you today with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Chakadas, entitled "What a Time to Be Alive." Because, brothers, we living in that time, man. The time of our redemption. The time where we're going to be redeemed. This is Romans 13 and verse, I wish it would pop up. Romans 13 verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So our salvation is near, man. And how do we know that? We know that by the prophecies. By the prophecies coming out. Here, there. Uproar of the people, famines, pestilences, earthquakes, tornadoes, everything. It's coming about, man. In this time. This is Matthew 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto me, Because it is given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Verse 17, here's the point. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. And what do we see that the prophets don't see? We see the end of Esau, the downfall. We see the end of this unrighteous kingdom. We're seeing the end of our captivity. We're seeing salvation being brought to Israel, redemption being brought to the elect. We see uproar of the people fighting against one another. Satan divided against Satan. We're being circumspect, man. We see it, and the prophets of old desired to see those things, desired to be in this time, and through the Spirit they are, because they come back through the reincarnation. But back then they couldn't see it, and we've been waiting so long for redemption, for this to be done. Whether even before we came into this truth, the elect spirits knew what time it was. They knew that we needed to be redeemed. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yasai, he gave us Orchakadas to understand and to see and be blessed. So we're blessed to be in these times, man. We're blessed to receive the Most High Orchakadas, His Holy Spirit. We're blessed to see the downfall of this kingdom. It's what a time to be alive, man. Acts 1 verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So they asking the disciples asking the Lord, are you gonna restore a kingdom at this time, 2,000 years ago? Verse 7, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. So at that time, it wasn't the time to restore the kingdom to Israel, because the disciples, the apostles, the 12 apostles, 12 disciples knew. They knew that Yahweh came down to save the elect, to save the remnant. And they asking, are you going to save it at this time? Yahweh said it ain't for you to know the time or the season. But now we see that it is the time in the season now. It's the time that we're going to be saved. The time that we're going to receive all our glory, our powers, immortality. We're going to be perfect. It's 2 Ezra 4 verse 33. Ezra was even asking the Most High. Was even asking the Most High about it. When is it going to be? 2 Ezra 4 verse 33. Then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, Do not thou hasten above the Most Highest, for thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. So as was saying, when are these things going to pass, man? When is it going to happen? When are we going to be redeemed? When is judgment going to come upon our enemies? Verse 35, did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? When is the kingdom going to come, man? They was hoping. They was hoping to be delivered at that time, man. But it wasn't that time. But now it is the time. Verse 36. And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer and said, even when the number of the seas is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. So Khan, you see. So you see that Ezra was asking, when is this going to come? When, Lord? 2 Ezra 5 verse 43. So I answered and said, couldst thou not make those that have been made and be now, and that are for to come at once, that thou mayest show thy judgment the sooner? So Ezra was trying to get out of here, man. He wanted Israel to be perfect again. He wanted redemption of Israel. He wanted the kingdom to be restored to Israel. He was asking the Most High, can you just put everybody on that has been on the earth now and everybody on the earth now, so that so you can judge them at once, and so you can just go ahead and give us the kingdom? Because Ezra was ready to get out of here. Verse 44. Then answered he me and said, the creature may not haste above the maker, neither may the world hold them at once that shall be created therein. So Most High said, nah, man. It's all about the Most High's will, man. It wasn't the Most High's will at that time for Israel to be delivered. But Lord willing, Abba Radazah, the time is now. Habakkuk 1 from the top. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. O Lord Yahweh, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. So Habakkuk's asking, when are you going to save us? When are you going to hear? Are you going to hear us? So Habakkuk wanted that time. Verse 3, why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me. He sees the wickedness in this earth and in Israel, man. And there are that raise up strife and contention. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. So the Most High is going to work a work, but it wasn't that time. It wasn't that time, man. It wasn't that time. But now is the time. It's beautiful the times we're living in. Like, come on, man. 3 years ago, or let's say 5 years ago, did you ever think that any of this was going to happen? Did you think that they was going to shut down the sports? Did you think that they was going to shut down amusement parks? Did you think they was going to shut down restaurants? Did you think there was going to be famines? Did you think that there was going to be a COVID or a virus? Like, the Most High put all this to naught. He stopped it. Habakkuk 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. So it was for an appointed time for this to come. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It's not going to tarry, man. What is that? Slovakia. This, no. Let me see if it's found it. I feel like it's in Job, I feel like. But it ain't. I guess it ain't. If I find it, Lord, when I'll find it, I'll put in the comment section. But I believe it's talking about the Most High set a specific time for the heathen to be, for these heathen to be in rulership, man, and they can't go past that mark. So we know that this kingdom is going to come to a downfall. It's going to come to its knees, man. And Lord willing, through the Spirit, and we have faith that it's that time now. Psalm 13, from the top to the chief musician, a psalm of David. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? So David's asking, how long? How long are you going to forget it? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord, my God, my power. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemy say I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy, my heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me. So you see, man. They're asking how long, when are you going to Yahweh? And it wasn't that time, but now it is a time. We're living in beautiful times, and it's going to continue to get more beautiful. me get one more. Isaiah 60, verse 1. Isaiah 61. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is risen upon thee. So it's come, man. We in those times. Abaradazah. But that's all I had, just to show that we living in beautiful times. And Drake was right when he said, what a time to be alive, man. But Lord willing, this video was edifying to spirit about to the fold. Like I said, Kahalayim La, Yahweh Hashem Shah Bashon Chakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preaching the truth and edifying the brothers and sisters who are sharing diligence. And shalom to the like scattered abroad. Birthday Yahweh Hashem Shah Bashon Chakadash for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And then before I leave, let me just leave you off with this little 3-second video. That's how we gonna be, man. That's how we gonna be. We're gonna be rejoicing, as David said in Psalms 13. We're gonna I shall rejoice in our salvation. While everybody's crying, we rejoicing. But anyways, Kwame Yasha Shalom.